Right at it. Right at it. Oh,
Jordan
he's
Spieth.
done it again. Just as he did at the John Deere for his first win.
Hello and welcome to episode 136 of the Go Get That podcast. We are thrilled to be with you live. Well, not live, but recorded on a Sunday evening after a phenomenal T69 this week from the Spieth camp at Pebble Beach.
Nice.
A closing 67. So a lot to get through. I know I've got probably 4 or 5 things that kind of stuck out this week. Didn't get to see a lot of it. ESPN Plus did not do us very many favors, and the play of our man Spieth didn't earn much TV time. But curious your guys' thoughts on the week. It was fun to be back in it, and I don't know anything significant. Like what's the top of the list?
I'll start
This
here.
week.
The round I put my most weight on is the second round. Because
72, right?
Yep, first round is his first round back, and the last 2 rounds were garbage time.
Thank you for garbage time.
So yeah, I mean, starts the day 2 under. Has a round under his belt, has a chance to get in the golf tournament, and he just hit some woeful golf shots on Friday. Seemed like the wrist was a little bit stiff. It was a little bit cold. At least that's what he said to the media after, which is fine. Not a big deal. It seems like that just might happen from now on. Jordan and I were talking about that, going back and forth. You know, that's the reality where we are, but there were some golf shots in the bag this week that can't be in the bag. I guess just that's the first thing.
You mean every par 3 over about 160 yards?
Yeah, I don't really know how that second and third round. I mean, the proximity of the hole in the second and third round on par 3s was just legitimately amateur stats. And I mean, credit to him. When the lights were not bright at all, he played the par 3s pretty well today.
2 birds.
They were short though. They were both short.
But like he hit a good shot into 12, right?
Yeah, for
He
30
hit the
feet.
green on 12. Yeah, it's a good shot.
17, I think he was bunkered
sevens.
as well.
I mean, you have to be very much in control of your golf ball to hit a good shot in the afternoon on 7. So I'm still happy with that shot, even though it's short. If you're not controlling your golf ball, the wind will eat you up on that hole. And 5 was shorter, but still a good shot.
It was a phenomenal shot.
So yeah, there were some. I really don't know what to think about today's round because truly negative pressure. I mean, he could have shot 59 and would have got like probably 20 more FedEx Cup points than he did today, just because he was so far behind. I don't really know how 67 and 79 happened back to back, but here we are.
It's a great thought right there.
I truly don't know how that happens. Because 67 is golf course was not easy today. It
was a good score today.
That's a really, really good score. If he does that Friday, he's 5 back going into the weekend. Maybe we're talking about this weekend a little bit different. Like what if he goes 67 on Friday, shoots the 72 Saturday and just like an average round today. Like that the week just gets looked at very differently. But the 67 came when it didn't matter at all. And the 79 wasn't pretty. There was a thought brought up, and you guys can get into this. I'm kind of rambling here, but about how the reason why, like that 79, someone said that 79 should have never been a 79, and he wasn't hitting it bad enough for it to be a 79. Obviously, he was hitting it really, really, really bad on the par threes. But the person, I forget who said this, but he basically said like Spieth doesn't focus on shots in the middle of a round where he's 4 over the same as when he's 4 under par. And someone said that that's something that Scheffler does do. And maybe it should have been a 76. Like maybe it was just a
Well,
bad day of golf that he lost 3 shots because he just sort of stopped caring about the rounds.
he made it
I don't know.
9. So
Yeah, he did make a 9. That's
you
true. I
take out the
forgot about
9
that.
and you make it a 5, it is a 75.
Yeah,
Um,
you're right. You're right. That's true. I forgot about that. But
you are
So
right,
that
though. He hit 10 greens. I mean, 10's
yeah.
not a lot, but you hit 10 out of 18. You don't expect to shoot 7
Not to
over
mention
unless you make a 9.
it was carnage out there too. It was a tough golf course on Saturday. Not I just don't know how a 79 and 67 happened back to back. Like it wasn't like he shot 67 by fluking his way around the golf course. I mean, he was hitting really good golf shots today. He wasn't making every 40 footer he looked at like Billy Horschel was today or doing stuff like that. But it was a good round of golf. I would like to hear your guys' thoughts, but yeah, that's sort of my rundown on the week.
Hit
For not having
14.
seen anything.
Yeah, we didn't. The coverage is. I mean, like the first 2 days, the coverage should have been way better. I mean, got Mr. AT&T headline guy,
Biggest
one of the
storyline coming into the week.
biggest storyline coming into the week, and I get not having a lot at Spyglass, but we got what 3 or 4 holes at Pebble Beach. Like that's ridiculous. I get not showing him on the weekend. I mean, he's a million shots off the pace, so it is what it is. But yeah, today was really good. I came into this podcast thinking kind of the same question as you, Bob, which round to give the most weight. And like, I'm kind of going to give them, I think, all equal. I'm not going to say like the 79 is like super bad or the 67 was really good. I just want to see them next week. I think next week, hopefully, we take a step forward. We'll do our preview podcast for Waste Management. Bob will be on site. Should be fun. But that's kind of like I'm going through my Instagram comments and everyone's thinking the 67 hopefully just gives them some confidence going into next week, which I think is fair. The 67 was fun today. He did everything, I mean, really well. I mean, the short game was, I'm looking at the numbers, it wasn't good. I was working early in the morning, so I know people are wondering if like the bunker shot in 18 was due to the wrist or if it was plugged. I don't think it was broadcasted. You guys can tell me
Oh,
if
most
I'm
certainly
wrong.
not. Most certainly
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
not.
think
certainly not.
the sand, I think, might just be a bit of an issue.
Yeah, and those bunkers on 18 at Pebble, I know they're not easy. They're pretty deep. So like maybe he just hit it to 30 feet. I don't know why everyone's thinking is every bad bunker shot from now on just going to be, oh, it's the wrist. Maybe it's just a tougher bunker shot. But
Yeah,
good round today. Numbers were solid. Um, it's good to see that he does have something like this in the bag after seeing a
yeah.
79. So looking
What
forward really to next week.
Yeah,
I
I think it was nice to see something because Jordan, we were talking in the chat after Saturday's round, and we really didn't see a way like with that striking that he could make the cut next week with that
We were
play.
thinking there might not be a path to another career win after Saturday.
Yeah, we were going through it for sure. We were spiraling
Saturday
a
was
bit,
tough.
little bit of spiraling, but
I
then
I think it was nice to see because it felt like a complete round today. I know we didn't watch every shot,
oh,
but
I
he
didn't
cleaned
watch a
up
shot, but
cleaned up inside of 6 feet. Uh, and I think one of the takeaways kind of through the whole week, the first 9 holes are really good, and then obviously he said his wrist kind of got locked up after a bunker shot. Whatever. My main takeaway is, not my main takeaway, but a takeaway specifically with the irons. Because he had a great day today, 2.3, and then gained, and then yesterday, Saturday, I think he was slightly negative, but he lost like a stroke and a half on 18. So
He's positive if 18 doesn't ever happen. So
yeah, so he's okay. So he had a great day. Or 35 of the 36 holes he played this weekend, he gained on approach, and I think that's positive. But a lot of those shots around here are wedges, which is also in it of itself a positive because he hit some good wedge shots this week, and I think
yeah,
that's something to be take note of going forward.
Very nice.
The long iron play was not very good, obviously, but that I think will take some time. And there's probably more rust. A longer swing probably requires more rust, especially when the face isn't as big as those Titleist driver heads. So um, I like the 67 today. Bogey free is always nice. Can get more into the 79 in a minute, but
I
it's
mean,
just
we're
thoughts on today.
Spieth throughout the week needed to use every inch of many club faces. So, thank you to our friends at Titleist for making those heads
We didn't get to see
a
the
little bit
tee
bigger.
shot on 18 yesterday either, where he went out of bounds to right. I'm sure that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving wasn't good this week. I'll start with that. I'm going to attribute it to Russ because I don't think the misses were that bad. I think that he had one flare the first day, but I think that was probably a hybrid.
Yeah, Mr.
Um,
Hybrid needs to be
needs to be
fine-tuned a
Mr.
little bit.
Needs to be Mr. L iron
Has
off the
Mr.
tee.
Hybrid ever hit a good shot
No,
these days? Just doesn't feel like it.
I don't think so. But like he hit one OB on 18, but like
And then found the water, and
Yeah,
I don't know.
then
18.
he three putted there as well. It was the whole complete, hole right there.
His fairway percentage this week does not tell the story. He missed a lot of fairways by inside of 5 yards. So I just think he's not sharp off the
Yeah.
tee, which is fine.
We were having the
Um,
rust debate because we were going back in our group chat about how much of it's rust, and it's like I think with the driver, you give him the benefit of the doubt because he's shown, especially last year, like he drives the ball really well. First event back, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt there just because like hasn't done it in 5 months. Everything else, we knew coming in hasn't been good. So how much of it's rust and how much is it, he's just still struggling. So we'll find that out, as we play more rounds.
we kind of already talked about the long irons. As for the wedges and then the mid irons, the misses were consistent. He would have like 7 to 8 hole stretches where he could not hit a good golf shot, but they were the same miss every time. On Friday and Thursday it was left. It was mostly right. Or on Thursday it was left with the irons. Like he had a lot of iron shots, like just a little bit long of pin high and left, like all the time. And that
Yeah.
was every miss. So like that should be a Monday in Phoenix fix. If the misses are similar the entire for long stretches, that's good. The wedges showed me a lot of positive though. He threw a lot of really good wedges in there, really close, and that's a part of a game that will define his career because that's how he won in 2015 through 2017. He just was masterful inside of 150 yards. Anytime he had 150 yards in, whether it be a 40-yard over a bunker short-sided pitch or just a wedge from the fairway, they were lethal, and that's going to be a big part of the rest of his career as well. It's how you make your money on tour. Most of these tournaments are you're hitting a lot of wedges, and especially with his distance. So, and um, the putter, horrible,
Yeah.
horrible. I hate what I'm seeing. I don't even care that the stats probably weren't that bad. The stroke is terrible. It looks mightily uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't understand how
Someone
after
said he
all
hit a
this
putt today that looked really good.
I I
I
it,
didn't see it,
I
but
watched it. It was on TV. It wasn't. It
okay.
was the same
So we're calling
like
Was
out
it
the
on
peeps.
7?
yeah, I think so. Or
I thought
7 or 8.
I thought it was a good stroke on 7.
It's the hands are way too close to his body. The motion is so stabby. Um and it's just that's just not a consistent way to putt. He's never had a stabby stroke. He's always had a decelerated stroke. Um, and that's a good thing. You can decelerate putts on tour. Most players do. But like, I just don't like the motion. I think that he just looks
Yeah.
very uncomfortable over the ball, and I just can't believe that's what he fielded this week, man. Like, I was really expecting it to at least look good, even if he didn't putt well. Like, I would have much rathered him miss literally everything he looked at all week and like looked comfortable over the ball, and
Yeah.
I I just don't see that over long term producing
I think
It's
I agree
nuts.
with you. I texted Jordan maybe Thursday or Friday. I can't remember what day. And I just said he looks uncomfortable putting.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that in theory was supposed to be the best, right? Not even just the results, but like technique, mechanics, um, confidence, like the whole thing should have been the cleanest of all of the operations. And it seemed to be there just wasn't a whole lot of progress made in that area, I don't think. I mean, maybe he feels better about his mechanics. I don't know. But it doesn't
Last
look,
5 years should tell him that he shouldn't, but
yeah,
I
like he doesn't
digress.
look like an athletic putter or
No.
a super like feel putter. It just looks like I will say the speed was pretty darn good this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I
it
agree.
was still, jabby inside of 5 feet. Cleaned up all the day. I mean, look, sometimes you're just gonna miss putts. Saturday he missed everything. He lost 4.5 shots to the field putting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Like it's just horrendous.
It's near a
But
career
It
worst.
just it looks like someone who it looks like someone who's just searching. It looks like someone who's never had feel with a putter.
I
Um, it
don't know if
it like
searching is
it's
the right word. I
well, I
think
mean, but
just
like
uncomfortable. Like it just doesn't look
he was such a
quite right.
talented putter in the early years of his career. That looks like a stroke that Keegan Bradley would try out first event of the season. And
Yeah,
I'm just
I
like,
wouldn't say I to me for speed though, I think searching means like fidgeting. He didn't look, I mean, look, we didn't see a ton of putts, right? But I don't think he was fidgeting. I think just it's like unbelievably mechanical. And from your viewpoint, Bob, it sounds like it doesn't even look mechanically like appropriate.
no, it doesn't. And not only that, like if you to be a good putter, like your hands need to feel free. It looks like he is grabbing onto that grip so strongly. Um,
Just
like
trying to keep
like
the wrists loose.
you just lose you just lose so much feel by doing that. And it was just so free flowing in 2015 when he was rolling in all those putts. But listen, it's fine. It's
It's
only
not
one
fun.
week, but I'd like to.
The
Well,
problem with it,
that will
Bob,
change.
is
That will
his
change.
folk his focus
He's
is not on
never.
the putter. Like you ever hear him
That's
speak,
true.
it's always DNA, wet concrete with the swing. It's never the putter.
That's fair, but he's never been afraid to try different stances with the putter. Like he changes his like
He
the
tried them
way
all.
he stands over the ball all the time. I don't expect to see that in 3 weeks. There's no way that that translates to good results. Um,
We'll
he'll
see.
never get rid of the putter, but
No, that will
Yeah.
never happen. I will
never.
give Dan. Dan did point it out. The speed control being as good as it was in his first, like that's the thing you'd expect to be rusty, and it was really good. And I know we'll go
Yeah,
to waste management. Those greens are, I mean, speed control is even more important there just because how
Huge.
big those greens are. So,
very big.
hopefully those lag putts. I mean, what he had one three putt, just one three putt this week on 18 yesterday. I don't think he
Yeah.
had.
No, he had one on Pebble to
Oh
start.
yeah, the 30 yes from 30 feet. But yeah,
Um,
so maybe it
and he might
wasn't.
have had another. So but that
I
was less about the speed and more about the
yeah,
inability to make a 5 footer on
yeah.
those days.
It's tough to watch when we can't it's tough to see when we can't watch. But like I remember when I was tracking, I think was it yesterday? Like everything was a quick two putt par because he was leaving his first putt. I mean, I think his speed, like he was probably pretty close to making quite a few yesterday, and they just didn't go. Um, so there's that.
Right. And to that point, it's not ideal, obviously, because it was horrendous Saturday. But I think he putted decent Thursday, and then today was pretty good. So 2 out of the 4 days
Yeah, the putting numbers are hilarious. He putted
are
pretty darn good for
fine.
2 days, and then absolutely atrocious the other two. Which
Yeah,
So
it's yeah.
take it for what it is. I think we agree in general that we probably don't feel great about him trying to drip 6 footers in with that stance at Augusta, but I'm not really sure we can be thinking too much about Augusta at this
no,
point because there's still so much kind of improvement that needs to be done. Uh, and yeah, no, I think a lot of it too. I'm excited about Phoenix. I mean, I think I would have been even without today, but the 67 makes me feel a lot better because today wasn't a talent round. Today was just like a good round of golf with some. I mean, there's obviously talent mixed in, but it felt like I don't know. There wasn't a
Saturday night, we were questioning, is there a path for his
yeah,
career? Like
right.
he
I,
showed
I
today,
think
like he can hit the ball like a professional, and that's exciting when
Well,
you're entering next week.
yeah, and he made a few putts, and that's how you put together a
Good.
score.
Yeah.
Warmer
well, I
weather in
mean,
Phoenix.
it helps playing with like future club championship contender Brennan Todd.
Todd had a rough we had a rough week.
Todd did have a
That
tough
that
week.
probably makes it feel a little bit less like a PGA Tour event. But yeah,
Dan, you'll love this. Todd was third this week in the field in putting. So think about that. He was third in putting this week.
That's
oh,
that's hilariously bad from B Todd.
is that because he missed every green and
He
just
was
never
last in
had?
approach and last off the tee. He lost over
Todd.
20 shots to
That
the
is
green.
not a recipe for success.
At least he
Yeah,
putted well. He knows what he has to work on.
that's a tough one. But I mean, we kind of came on and said the 67 makes us feel better. But I think warm weather, consistent conditions,
Yeah, no, I agree.
we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get in
Dang it.
Phoenix.
Not
Uh,
to excuse. What's up?
I was gonna just say,
I
De'Aaron Fox will
I
not be
did
headed to Golden State.
I did see that
Unfortunately,
trade. Yeah,
yeah.
someone called out Sacramento a few days ago. But the funny thing with the irons, and not to excuse him with how wide the misses are, but every single miss, he was leaving himself in the worst possible spot. Like he was short sighted, like had to chip out 20 feet every single time. Not that that's an excuse because the proximity was so bad, but
That's something, and I feel like he's always done his entire career, and it's just like he's just not. Maybe it's a, maybe it's a okay. Why should I think about the miss? Why should I even think about missing in general? I should just hit a good golf shot. Like he got away with it early in his career because he was such a magician.
yeah, you
But
can't like
like Scotty Scheffler never misses in the wrong spot ever.
no. Like he was left on 5 yesterday to like a front left pin, and it all slopes left to right towards the water, and it's like you
Yeah.
can't physically
Well,
get it close from
But
there.
that goes back to being stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lack of trust, I think, too. Like I think he's trying to hit a cut into that whole location or whatever it might be. And there's water right. And look, I think there's always a lot of mental things going on. And I think equally right now there's a whole bunch of extra mental stuff going on just with the trust of the swing and everything else going on. Is the shot going to hurt because it's 60 degrees and I heel thin a long iron and it stings and the wrist locks up? Like, I know that sounds, you can characterize how that sounds however you want to, but that doesn't exclude it from being the truth potentially.
Yeah.
And so I really do think Saturday at Pebble, there was, I mean, I'm not trying to excuse the 79. I think there was a lot going on Saturday at Pebble, and I think Phoenix will offer an opportunity where there's a lot less going on, uh, weather-wise, conditions-wise, hopefully physically, and we can get a sort of a better gist of like, all right, what's improved here,
I
and
wonder if
what
Spieth will have
is
to deal
still
with
lacking.
any of the hecklers that make their way around the waste
You missed a
management.
short putt early. Yeah, I'm sure he will. It's actually,
Yeah,
we'll have
no.
our waste management preview coming up, but Bob will be out there tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day because if he's out there, that probably is a pretty good sign regarding the wrist.
But yeah, I mean, we talked about
Um,
this last year and when we were at the U.S. Open. Like, it's nice when one of us get to events because, like if I wasn't there, it's just another Monday. We don't really know what he's up to. We don't have any insight. Like, so it's nice. It's
Changing
nice when we
diapers
have
for sure.
what?
I just said he's changing diapers on Monday for sure.
Oh, the most.
No way, Annie's like letting him off diaper duty this week. He probably earned it with his T69. I should
Yeah.
make sure that that's what he got, but
Yeah. But no, it is. I'd like to see him out there
T69.
tomorrow. If we don't see him out there tomorrow, that's not ideal.
Nah,
Yeah,
he'll be there.
it's
He'll be there.
well, I don't. I think he wants to, but will the wrist allow him to? Is the question.
That is, that's a good point.
Yeah, because if he's out there, that means he's not being hindered. If he's not, I think it's more because the wrist is telling him he can't do 5 days or more than what? Tuesday, Wednesday, like
Probably
6 days
6 days
in a
in
row.
a row, and then
So
continue on Tuesday. Yeah,
yeah,
I would hope there's at least some putting or something going on though, some chipping. Um,
yeah. I'd
but
like to see some full swings, maybe some bunker work. If he's doing bunker work, that's a good sign.
yeah, that was interesting. The bunker play was not great this week, and it's kind of there's a whole lot we don't know, right? So
Yeah.
we kind of speculate on some of this stuff, but it really makes you wonder if this. I mean, we're 1 week into how much does the wrist impact things going forward? Like maybe he just isn't an elite bunker player anymore, you
I
know?
think there's some rust there as well. That's just me.
And maybe, the short game was fine this week. I don't have the numbers
Yeah.
and I don't think it was particularly great.
You definitely do
But
have to take into consideration that, like, I mean, bunker play is very much a rusting. It's a repetitive motion. And he hasn't played tour events in a while, and tour sand is different than the sand that Trinity Forest than any other course is gonna have. Like that sand is perfect. So I'll give him a few weeks on the bunker play. I don't really think that was wrist. I mean, he hit plenty of good bunker shots this week.
yeah,
Some good ones,
There
yeah.
were there were some poor ones. But like bunker play, there's a lot to judge. You have to judge the balance. You have to judge the stuff. I'll give him a lot more time on
that's
the bunker work
that's
in
fair.
terms of rust than I will other things.
And I think too, what was it? He was 3 under through 9 at Spyglass and then had to hit a bunker shot. And I think he made a quote saying that the wrist just kind of locked up with wet, firm sand. And so that's again, like I really Scottsdale is going to be awesome in a lot of ways because there shouldn't be, I mean, unless he's out there, kind of early morning, the sand is not going to be firm and wet this week. Has it rained much near you, Bob?
It gets rained once since I've been back, so
Okay, so
but
not
it
at
really
all.
doesn't.
How long is
It really
that?
doesn't. It
It's
doesn't
gonna
rain
be
here unless it's monsoon season. So
Yeah, so it's gonna be dry. It's gonna be warm. Like it takes out all of the a good chunk of like weather variable that I think
yeah, I mean it
Pebble
has been
added this
cold here
week, and we'll see.
recently. So there's been a lot of frost. So I don't think it's too dry. But it will be warm next week. I don't
Yeah,
think the course will play like super dry. But
no, but I just mean from a like it's not gonna be the same as the way Pebble can be. It's not gonna be sort of not that Pebble was wet by any means, but
well, it
I
was
can't
this week.
imagine Scottsdale's bunkers will be firm,
No, no,
right? They'll be the splashy sand.
very much so. It's white powder essentially.
Right. It'll be more
He did.
desert like
He
because he go ahead.
he did say in the no laying up video that they posted today that the spinner shots out of the bunker is still he'll have like a sting afterward. I'm not quoting him exactly, but I recall hearing that he
Yeah.
said that type of shot. But he said sting, and he didn't mention like any of the stiffness stuff that he was talking about um, on Thursday. But it's so early. Well, the more he plays, I think the more insight we'll get into what the wrist is like allowing him to do and what it's
Right.
causing trouble. And you'd hope with time that these issues go away if possible. But
Yeah. I think in general, I mean it flipped in one day, right? Like Sunday has changed a lot of my perspective on this week. So I'm trying to keep it sort of as round biased as possible. But I think there was enough good. And I think there was progress with especially the short iron play that I feel like clean up some of the rust, and then there's still some issues for sure. But I feel like we should see a better golfer this year, and that's not a very high bar because last year was pretty horrible.
Four
But
guys beat
like,
him
I'd
today.
go as far
So
as saying it would be impossible to have as bad a year as last year.
I mean, he's on pace for a worse one.
I I still
thanks
stand
for
by that
that.
statement.
No, I don't disagree,
I
but
mean that Ryan's stat was incredible.
yeah, no, I think
That got like put in like 4 different articles this morning. Like I
really,
got that those like email notifications, like your post has been used in an article. Like nothing bit no big places, but like yeah, like that stat, like people really were shocked by that.
If you
that's
Like
get any
sick.
I
royalties from
wasn't
that,
like it's not that I was not shocked. It was like a whoa, like realization.
Yeah,
But like obviously it makes sense.
yeah. I didn't do the digging, and I should have. But I like this was his best approach round in many, many moons.
Yeah.
And I'll have to go look back at that. And like I said, 30, I mean, it's obviously you can't just take out 18, but this weekend was solid in that area. And what is the stroke thing within 12?
Yeah.
It's been a year. I think that ends next week. I'm gonna put that down. I feel like if he's actually made progress, we will have a decent week at Phoenix. And I
Yeah,
believe
I
there's
mean,
been progress made.
we'll
So
see. I'm gonna go into the week very open minded. Um, I think that's just kind of what you have to do here. The thing that I think stinks is if he doesn't play well this week, then all of a sudden, like, I mean, he would have to play really well just to finish average at Torrey, just because he doesn't play well there.
right.
So then we
Yeah.
could be
It's
looking
a
at
great point, by the way.
three poor finishes to open the year if he doesn't play well this week. So I think this week's important. I really do. I
Very.
think this week, like, it needs to show signs.
Yeah. And well, to add to that, like after this week, it's Torrey, like you said, doesn't play well there. And then it's probably 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
And then we're in Valspar play. Like this season is moving. And if Phoenix doesn't go well, it's a T69, say it's a missed cut, and then it's something at Torrey, which you don't feel great about. And you're already at the Valspar and you have 8 FedEx Cup points. And it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
every start's got meaning. I mean, you're what,
Yeah,
21 tournaments about, give or take, and
yeah. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if he added a tournament if he felt like he needed it. But I don't know if he'll do that.
if he can do it, I think he said with the wrist, like after Torrey, he was gonna reevaluate to see how it feels, and like I don't know what the hell that means. I don't. Is he gonna start skipping tournaments he usually plays because it doesn't feel good?
Not. I would hope not. I think it probably just means less Mondays on the range. Like
That
it's
might not
tough.
be a good
He's
thing.
he's played 5 days in a row.
Yeah, I mean, here's my take. Like the wrist stinging or whatever, that's not gonna last forever. Now, whether he loses feel there or it gets tight, that's something that could linger on. I mean, we saw that with Wesley Bryant. He had the same thing. He was never the same golfer, but Wes Bryant's also like not. I mean, he's not Jordan Spieth, but
a lot of feel in his game though. Like a great
yeah.
wedge player in his prime.
So
Talking about
like
a 32-year-old like he's out of his prime. Anyway, sorry.
it's more that it's pretty common for this injury to get retorn. That's what would stink because again, we talk about how like there's a clock, right? Like if he re-injures it this year, I mean now we're looking at 20 start of the 2026 season as 20s like back. Like
Can we not
really.
go there?
So no, but you have to think about that because who knows when he started hitting balls, right? So right now it's just kind of see how it feels, and just hope for the best. I'll let the wristy, flippy shots come. There's no reason that 8-iron shouldn't be good to go in 2 weeks, though. So let's hit good golf shots, and if If he's a little bit worse of a bunker player over the next 6 months, then so be it. But
Yeah, that's fair. So I think basically to summarize the last like 5 minutes of the podcast, Phoenix is a huge week.
yeah,
Because if it doesn't go
win or
well,
bust.
yes, it's win or bust. Because basically, if it doesn't go well, there's a potential that it could re-tear, and then we're looking at 2026, maybe
If he doesn't top
2027.
10 at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, he will not play golf for 4 years and never be the same player.
All right.
We have gone off the rails. I've
We
gone off the
usually do
rails.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have a preview pod on
Well, any
Wednesday
more
morning.
thoughts? Any final thoughts on
yeah, I'm
this
trying to
week?
think whether
Anything from the presser pre-round that was stuck out or came to fruition this week or didn't?
Same old shite.
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot from the presser either.
yes, the media, the golf media will have a huge upgrade this week.
He did mention his
Not to toot my
goals.
own horn, but I'll be
Yeah.
prepared to ask the tough questions that the golf media does not.
Tough,
Thanks,
very
man.
tough, but
He
also
did
very
mention the
fair.
goals. He mentioned the short-term one of seeing how he feels after playing 3 weeks, and long-term making the Ryder Cup team. I mean, that's not really out of the limb there. Like you got
It's a good
JT
goal,
who
though, I think.
puts it, yeah. But like JT publishes like 15 goals every year, and like some are
Right.
like
Spieth
I mean, obviously Spieth wants to make the Ryder Cup team, and obviously he's got a
Yeah, that's
large
another
mountain to
thing.
climb.
This week it's not good signs for the Ryder Cup, to say the least.
No. Well, Europe's ready
hard.
to play, man. They're going to be
I
ready
mean,
to
it's
roll
just
at
it's
Bethpage.
not. I mean,
Team Rose revitalized himself in
I
one
mean,
week.
a top 3 American golf iconic location was taken over by the blue this week, and that's not good at all.
18th green at Pebble today was engulfed with European blue.
Yes, we saw what happened when Strzok was in contention versus we saw what happened when the Henleys of the world were in contention. So not pretty. It would suck if Rory has a really good year because that golf swing looked very, very good this week. But
Rory was awesome this week.
yeah, but he got lucky that he's so good and no one really was put him in pressure down the last few holes because then obviously he could have gone feeble, but
he didn't have no bogey hoagie chasing him down. That's for sure. Because anybody crumbles to that pressure.
Yeah, that's incredible how, like, if Spieth was in Rory's position today, the winning score would have been 23 under.
Yeah, well, that's just kind of how it goes, right? But no, Rory was awesome.
He deserved it. You're on the win.
Yeah, he was the best player in the field.
Hopefully, he wasted it this week and not at the Masters.
It was funny because I think Scheffler was first on approach. Talk about rust. Talk about
Yeah, he looked very scary
off.
this week. He could win by a lot next week.
Yeah, so that's for triple double. I'm not sure when to use him because I know the purse isn't massive next week.
Yeah,
but we'll see because obviously he plays really well there.
I could easily see Bob using Chuck Hoffman next week.
We could. Chuck's been playing some good stuff recently.
Chuck loves to wear the green glove in Phoenix.
He also openly came out and said, like, I just play well in warm weather. He was very blunt about it. He's like, I need it to be warm for me to play good. And it's been more. I think it was
which is incredible because it was freezing last year in Phoenix. Freezing.
Yeah. Phoenix, man. Like it's something about it, but if it's a warm Phoenix, it's one of those years. Maybe we see Chuck Hoffman fire a 66 at Augusta too Thursday. So that's always
probably 50-50 whether that happens if he gets in the tournament.
I mean, yeah.
But
go out early and set the pace for the week.
Yeah, I guess it depends like what my schedule looks like this week. Maybe if like I'm trying to think because Wednesdays Wednesday's actually no, that's not true. I think Tuesday's a longer day for me. I think we should do a live podcast Wednesday night. That's probably the only time I can like get home because the golfers don't really do anything in the afternoon Wednesday for some reason. Like it's all the celebrities on 16. Like no one plays the back nine because it's closed off, which is weird. But so they do like the hole in one challenge at like 1:30, and then like at 4, everyone's gone. So um,
We'll make it
I'll
work.
probably get out early Wednesday, and we can do a live pod then. That would probably be best.
Yeah.
Get my
Sounds
thoughts on
good.
what I've seen out of the man through 3 days. But
So we're
hoping I
looking
see him
for.
tomorrow. Do you see that video of Sammy running around?
On the putting green?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent it to you, did I not?
Oh, did you?
I don't
Yeah,
think
that
I
was
saw it.
ridiculous.
I
This
don't think
is
I saw it. You'll have to send
Pebble
it to
Beach.
me.
Let's have some class. I'm kidding. Anywho, that's all I have. Thank you,
All I got.
Rangers, for a big win today. Arsenal, big win today.
Mm.
How are the
Good day for
Celtics
golf.
doing, Dan?
They
Celtics
won. Tatum thrusted
Congrats. Who they beat?
The Sixers, but they were down
Congrats.
26, so it's a huge comeback win.
Wow. Yeah, that's
It's embarrassing.
It was nice. Spieth shot a 67 on a Sunday.
Yeah,
It's a good Sunday.
he did.
it's a good Sunday.
He did.
It's too bad he was.
It was appreciated very much.
Was he 18 back, 20 back going into today? It's a lot. Many shots.
20, yeah, a lot of shots.
Shot a hole.
More than a shot a hole.
Yeah, that's crazy. Won't be next week though. But
We shall see.
yeah, we shall see.
Yeah, it does.
Looking
Yeah,
forward to it.
like on data golf, it was probably 18 holes of garbage time today.
Yeah, I think for the
Plus
week
a
it was
couple
probably.
yesterday.
I think it was probably 27 holes of garbage time,
Yeah, but mathematically, officially, probably.
which
Yeah, it might have been like 20, 25.
it's impressive. More than many. That's
Listen,
for
not
sure.
everyone does it like Spieth.
No, as well said. He's still very Spiethy this week, which I think is
Which was
most-
appreciated. We missed it.
the most important thing. The most important takeaway is
He
that
certainly didn't lose his what's the word?
abilities.
His abilities, his
I mean, that
stigma,
yeah,
his
that picture
overall way of going about how he makes his way around 72-hole golf tournaments on tour.
that picture of Growler looking out into the
That was
ocean
awesome.
is just perfect.
Yeah, it does.
Middle of it's like the last hole on a 79, and Growler's just like, why did I come back?
Yeah, should have stuck with Homa.
Not even Homa. He could get any bag that he wants. Boot Harry
Probably.
Diamond back to.
He certainly got the resume for it.
Who are you saying, Boot?
I said boot Harry Diamond back to
Whoa,
England.
whoa.
Yeah,
Hold
that's a
on
lot.
there.
Said, well said.
Dude, come on. Rory would win the 3 jackets if he had Growler on the bag.
That's actually so true.
That's a great take.
It's a great
I'm
take.
putting
You
that
should
in
push
chat.
that agenda heavily. You should push the Harry Diamond is the reason.
There are plenty of Rory fans that do. That is a
Yeah.
popular agenda.
One of the I forget which of the two, but one of the Rory trackers. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick. I know we said we'd end it. Any thoughts on the not feature being because he's not on TGL?
Complete
I want to see
blasphemy.
one more week of like who they pick. Like if next
He'd
week,
prefer
like
not to be featured, I would think.
well, yeah, he doesn't like
Less
the lights.
cameras around him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I just
maybe
think
he's punishing. They're punishing his fans.
yeah. I just think it's interesting.
he already does that enough.
I think he'll be
'Cause he-
featured.
Yeah, he
Thursday,
should be.
Friday.
Oh, he'll be featured in Phoenix, but I'm just saying, like,
Oh, but if he's not, it's TGL bias. That's
oh,
my
I'm thinking like it's TGL bias if like the last feature group goes to like
Tom
a
Kim.
Tom Kim over like
Dude, Tom Kim pisses me off, man.
Tom Kim was brutal all week. He's
so
got to pick up the
slow.
pace. He's got to pick up the pace, or else he's
Yeah,
gonna start getting like
And it doesn't help that he acts like a kid, which I guess he kind of is.
Yes.
But at
He's
least
younger
if
than I am.
Cantlay's slow, then he's at least an adult about it. Anyway, we've probably gone on like 5 minutes too long, but I appreciate.
I mean, we do that every time, but
Yeah.
it was good to talk again on a
Bonus
Sunday.
content.
Sad it wasn't a live pod. That was taken out of the equation real quick.
Yeah, we'll try and get these
Took
out.
10 holes. 9 holes.
We'll try and do a typical Sunday pod, though. I think that's what we were saying, right?
Yeah.
That first 9 holes was fun though.
It was. It was.
Golf's fresher on
Yeah.
the mind, and the viewers get to listen to us Monday morning as they're sipping their cup of black
Cup of
coffee
Joe.
or a cup of Joe, whatever you're drinking. Listen to this three knuckleheads talking some golf.
Yeah. It's 3 distinguished members of golf media.
Well said.
Anywho,
Very well
we will
said.
see you guys Wednesday, and have a good week.
Yes.
Hope to see some of you guys out in Scottsdale. So,
Sure. Take care.
Peace.